Hey everyone, my name is Derek. I'm a certified music teacher. This video is a continuation of another video, so if you don't understand things in this one, refer to the one before. Like I said previously, I want to bring you to a new level of guitar playing, a new level of musicianship, and I think the best way of doing that is through music theory and music notation. If you're learning how to read music notation, reading notes, then you're learning music theory. Music notation is a visual representation of music theory. So I just want to clarify something, and that's pitch. Pitch is how high or low a note is. So like you see over here, we have some notes that are higher up on the staff, this high E. And over here we have a lower note, and it has 3 ledger lines. This is our lower E. And yes, they are both E notes, but one is high and one of them is low. High, low. But they're both E. So that's what pitch is in a nutshell. But today we're really going to be focusing on rhythm. Now rhythm is a huge component of music, and essentially it's time in music. Yes, we have our notes. We have our E, A, D, G, B, and E. But those are just the pitches. How we organize those notes through time, where we place them. We might place one at the beginning, we might place them at the end. But how we place them through time and how long the notes last for is what rhythm is. Rhythm is the organization of music in time. So I'm going to break this down and make it really easy for you. So let's address these vertical lines. As you can see, our staff has these vertical lines. And these vertical lines are called bar lines. Now these bar lines, they just break up our staff and they create these smaller sections. These sections, as you can see, are these rectangles, and they are called bars. So we have a bar here, a bar here, a bar here, etc. So how many bars do you see? Count the bars, and let's see if it lines up with how much I count here. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bars in this first staff. Now that we understand what a bar is, we can better understand what this thing is over here. And like I said in my previous video, this is a time signature. What I want you to focus in on is the top number. We're not going to worry too much about the bottom number right now, but we have this 4/4, and this top number over here, this 4 at the top, it shows us how many beats are in each bar. So we're looking at that time signature, we're looking at that top number, it's a 4, so that's telling us there's 4 beats in each bar. Now what is a beat? So a beat is a regular recurring pulse. It's a pulse, and each beat is even. And we need to think about this beat as we play through our music. There's always this regular, even pulse. So in contrast, it's not this. Notice that those notes are not regular. It's irregular, it's uneven. Instead, the beat is that even recurring pulse. As we read music, we play music, we experience music, we need to have that pulse with us. Looking at the first bar, we have a pulse of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it does this for every bar in our staff, and the same thing in our second staff, and the same thing in our third staff. So each bar has 4 beats or 4 pulses. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So as we're reading through our music, we're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. We do that for every bar here. Now, as you can see, our notes look different. The notes in our first staff are this white circle, and the notes in our second staff are a black note head with a stem that points out of it. And in the third staff, we have a white note head with a stem. So when we see a note like in the first staff, that's just a white circle, a white note head, this lasts for 4 beats. So we need to memorize that. It's going to last for 4 beats. And when we see a note like in the third staff with a white note head and a stem, this lasts for 2 beats. When we see a note with a black note head, like in the second staff, and a stem, this lasts for 1 beat. The 4-beat note is called a whole note, 2-beat note, half note, and our black note head with a stem is called a quarter note. So now that I broke this down, let's see if we can play this. Okay, so let's try this first staff. Now notice that we have white note heads and there's no stem. So that means that these notes last for how many beats? 4 beats. So I'm going to give us 1 measure for nothing and then we're going to play. 1 measure for nothing means I'm simply going to count 1 measure and then we're going to start. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just like that, you're reading the rhythm of the notes. Okay, so let's take a look at the second staff here. We have black note heads and a stem. So that means that these notes last for how many beats? Boom. 1 beat, these are quarter notes. Okay, so let's start at the beginning of the second staff. I'm going to give us 1 measure for nothing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So stay with me here. Let's take a look at the third staff here. We have a white note head and a stem, so that means that these are half notes and they last for 2 beats. Okay, here we go. 1 measure for nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So make sure you take the time, you practice this with me, with yourself. Pause the video, look at the music, get your guitar, get those reps in. With those repetitions, you're going to get better, and this is how you learn. So one thing I didn't touch on yet is these black rectangles over here. So these black rectangles are whole rests. I know that these are whole rests because they're black rectangles and that they're attached to the 4th line of the staff. They're kind of hanging down from that 4th line, 1, 2, 3, 4th line of the staff. With a whole rest, you simply don't play anything in that bar. You can download this file, this PDF file, on my website. The link is in the description below. So download it, practice it by yourself. Make sure you feel comfortable with it. So that's it for this video. If you found it helpful or useful, like the video, subscribe, and if you have any questions, if there's something I didn't properly address, leave that in the comments section below. Thank you and God bless.